Welcome to the Abundance Economic Network. This is our vision. Without our founder and chairman, Ali Cannon, we would not have the Abundance Economic Network. Ali is a modern-day Joseph. Joseph in Genesis 37 through 47 was taken from his father and sold into slavery. He endured multiple wrongful prison sentences, but he used his time in prison and in slavery and became known for his knowledge, discernment, and faith. Eventually, Joseph's economic strategies saved Egypt and the surrounding nations as well as Israel. In Ali's case, his father was taken from him. He was shot and killed at a stoplight when Ali was only 4 years old. Ali and his 3 siblings were raised by a strong Christian mom and aunt in the Akron projects. Education was very important, and Ali was an excellent student and a 3-sport athlete, so he and his brothers would always stay out of trouble. Ali was also a gifted artist. He earned a full-ride academic scholarship to attend the Columbus School for Art and Design. The weekend of his graduation, his best friend insisted he go to just one graduation party. Ali didn't party in high school because he didn't want to displease his mom or cause trouble. When Ali arrived, he found his friend on the back porch with a gun to his head by the local gang, apparently a scuffle over a girl. The lady next door yelled at the guys, and Ali and his friend jumped off the 2-story balcony and ran. They ran and ran until they got to a friend's house. Ali went into the bathroom. When he came out, the front door was open and the back. It was a shotgun house. The gang was coming up the steps. Ali remembered his friend had a gun. He grabbed it, he shot it into the crowd, dropped it, and ran. When he got to his aunt's house, he heard about the shooting at a specific address and that a gang member was dead. Ali knew he was the one who shot the gun out of self-defense, and he turned himself in. There was a 3-week trial with a court-appointed attorney. His plea was self-defense because he would have died had he not shot into the crowd. There were dozens of character witnesses, teachers, coaches, all who advocated that Ali was a really great kid who was on his way out of the inner city. The verdict? Guilty of manslaughter, and Ali was immediately sent to prison at age 19. Ali didn't understand why he was sent to prison, but he made the best of it. He went through training and became a literacy teacher, teaching dozens of inmates how to read and write. 1 year into his sentence, one of the inmates suggested Ali ask for his court transcript. When he received it, Holy Spirit guided him to look at the last page. He saw there a document that he was never shown, a letter from the jury forewoman. It stated that the entire jury found Ali Cannon not guilty by reason of self-defense, but the gang members had been in the court building elevators and followed the jury members home, threatening to kill them if they didn't convict Ali. The judge, prosecutor, and defense attorney signed the document, and Ali was sent to prison. Ali went to the district and Ohio Supreme Court with that paper, and both said they couldn't overturn the judgment because it would overturn every case that judge had heard for the last 6 years. They encouraged him instead to go to the United States Supreme Court because surely they would overturn it. Ali simply gave up, figuring there really wasn't true justice. However, Ali always had an interest in investments and economics other than his art, so he attended business school in prison. His cellmates told him he was crazy for taking business classes because he would never get hired with a criminal record. It would be more practical to learn welding or car mechanics. Nevertheless, Ali pursued his business education. He made the dean's list for innovative studies in consolidated finance. He earned a certificate in business management where he studied macroeconomics, international currency exchange, and corporate securities. And he completed his studies at Ashland University, earning his certificate in business administration, including electronic and digital transactions. While he was in prison and business college, God supernaturally downloaded into Ali a strategy that is brand new, kingdom-based economic strategy. It uses cutting-edge electronic transactions and 10 unique algorithms and a minimum of 10 equations that manage the system to increase members' buying power. During this time, he would get extreme migraine headaches because he was comparing what he was learning in business school along with what God was supernaturally downloading into him. He asked his business professors about each aspect of this business to see if it would work, and they confirmed it was legal. He asked, "Where did you get these ideas from? Wells Fargo?" Ali never shared the entire economic strategy with any one professor because it was given to him by God to steward. Ali has a Joseph ministry, and it is to right-side the world's economic system. In Genesis 47, God gave Joseph strategies to save Egypt from a devastating famine and potential economic collapse. What God did for Ali is provided him a unique economic strategy called applied value economics that uses several financial multipliers, including discounts, industrial rebates, and electronic transactions to increase members' buying power. Ali, after 10 years in prison, was released. He worked jobs from trash collecting to building houses, but he continued to tell people about his economic system. In 2009, Ali met a wealthy businessman from Atlanta who agreed to be the estate member to fund 3,500 expense members with 10 estates and numerous benefactor and network enterprise members. After 3 business cycles, the concept proved to be legitimate. It helped thousands of members to pay their bills, and they were very happy. Unfortunately, the wealthy investor got greedy, and he demanded that Ali give him a 60% instead of guaranteed 40% rebate by making the expense members get less money. This is what banks and credit cards currently do. Ali refused, returned all the money, shut down the network, and moved back to Columbus. So why now? We are living in times of great economic uncertainty, crashing worldwide markets, and economic doom and gloom. Never before have we stood in such desperate times of moral decline and Christians getting sidelined and maligned in the media. As Christians, we have taken a back seat and allowed mammon to rule and reign in our great country and in many of our own lives, and the principled foundation our forefathers laid before us has all but disappeared. We renamed V-TICC to become Abundance Economic Network, or AEN. We want to launch AEN's kingdom-based new economic system to benefit all people, not just the rich, to save people from impending economic devastation due to debt-based economics. We want the church to provide more than hopium. We have real solutions for real problems. We are a digital Goshen. Joseph in Genesis 50 verse 20 said to his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." AEN's vision includes restoring kingdom storehouses, bringing credit unions back to churches, and having churches in economic empowerment grids. Our Egypt are venture capitalists. John 10:10 says, "The thief comes only in order to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have and enjoy life, and have it in abundance, to the full, till it overflows." Through the years, Ali regularly has had venture capitalists and even large banks offer to buy his ideas and technology for cheap because they told him he will never make it because of his race and record. Ali doesn't have the world credentials, and neither did Joseph, but God trusted both Joseph and Ali with supernatural economic strategies. The Abundance Economic Network is a proven concept that has the potential to change the church to become economically independent and powerful in the most difficult of economic times. We are now going to use venture capitalists to build AEN quickly to help more people. We have a sponsorship endowment, and we can put unlimited members in states of 350 members each. Speaking of Egypt, the Ohio State University Economics Department is writing a paper with Ali on his applied value economics, which will be released at the time when it is needed to verify the legitimacy of this system. We are a technology company. Like Silicon Valley, Bill Gates says, to create a new standard, it takes something that's not just a little bit different. It takes something that's really new and really captures people's imagination. It is time for the church to rise up and take the economic business mountain. The world's economy is collapsing, and Christians who are in debt will collapse along with it if we don't change how we handle money. In Luke 16, in the parable of the shrewd steward, Jesus says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." AEN empowers churches and members to access the value of the digital economy. Who are we? We are a disruptive innovator. We are a forerunner for the kingdom. Disruption theory teaches that forerunners are rarely understood but rewarded greatly for being first in an industrial sector. AEN is a new industrial sector. Caleb told the people to be quiet and listen to Moses. Caleb said, "Let's go now and take possession of the land. We should be more than able to conquer it." But the men who had gone with him said, "We can't attack these people. They're too strong for us." God created us to be leaders, not followers. It's time for the church to rise up. So what about you? What is the role you will play when people are looking for answers? It is no coincidence that you are hearing this presentation. The question is, will you join us in conquering the economic business mountain for God's glory? We are looking for history makers and world changers to join us. We are the Abundance Economic Network.